Good morning, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Helena Nat. I am the executive director with the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce. And you're probably wondering why I have such a great smile on my face. And you know what? It's so funny. Manly is in the conference room. I'm at my desk. It's such a joy. We have a power networking lunch today, so we get Manly all day. So I'm really thrilled with that. And you can see by my excitement, besides our friendship, and I'm so appreciative that, she came into the chamber life in my life. The SBA of what she represents and the information that she provides for businesses is just amazing. So today I'm really excited. We have marketing to the government agencies, identifying your customers, researching the requirements, learning the contracting procedures. This is just an example of how much information the SBA offers for businesses to help you grow your business, which is the mantra behind the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce. We cannot do this without the partnerships with the SBA. And when I say partnerships, I take pride because we were chosen one of 10 organizations throughout the United States to be the voice and the mouthpiece of SBA. I take that very seriously because without that, like I said, without the information going into the hands of businesses, it defeats the purpose. It really does defeat the purpose. There's so many organizations, agencies out there that have the information for businesses, but there's a disconnect. And there isn't a disconnect with the SBA right now with Manly Lynn. So that's my introduction. I'm really excited about this webinar. Put your questions in the chat, and then we will be able to answer it afterwards. So I'm going to turn it over to Manly right now, and thank you for joining us. And Manly, it's all you.
Thank you, Alana. Good morning, everyone. Let me share my PowerPoint first, and you will receive this PowerPoint. Helena will send that to you, okay? So today I'm going to talk about how to do the marketing to the government agency to get a government contract. But before that, I just want to share with you about SBA's priority now. Now our priority is putting American manufacturers first. So from 2025, we have this Made in America manufacturing initiative. We have the cutting red tape for small manufacturers. So if you have stories or suggestions for us, please contact our hotline. We have been increasing access to capital. Have new programs actually. Normally, we introduce to all the industry with 7A loan, 504 loan, and micro loan. And start from last year, we have 7A working capital pilot programs. There's a line of credit up to $5 million. Now we have several new loan programs actually announced last week actually from SBA for manufacturers. Other than that, actually, this is originally we have SBA, we work with venture capitalists. We lend them money so they can invest in startups or growing business. That's the SBIS, SBIC programs. We also have SBIR, STTR, two innovation R&D grants. SBA will coordinate with 11 government contract agency to provide those innovation research grants. Each of the projects more than $1 million. So I hope actually all of you can learn about that. This is the new one called Manufacturers Access to Revolving Credit Loan. We call MARC loan. Only for if your next code start with 31, 32, and 33. Those are the manufacturer's next code. Then you can use this loan up to $5 million. We also have new loans actually for the grocery industry. So before before I go to those, our topics for government contracting, I just want to share with you, this is a very good portal for you. If you want to connect to the manufacturers, producers, and also platform, should go to this portal. There are 4 huge database can connect you to more than 1 million manufacturers, all made in America. And also the platform connect you to the resources can help your business. Okay. Of course, we want to help everybody to the global market. I'm also international trade officer for my office. So actually, we hope that actually you can learn. Do not limit your business in New York, in US, should expand to the global market. Okay, so we work with Department of Commerce and also Exim Bank. We have Export Assistance Center, and then because Department of Commerce, actually, they can connect you with the countries that you want to export to. They have more than 100 offices, in other countries. We also give fundings to each state. So they have STEP, the State Trade Expansion Programs. If you want to, start learning how to exporting, then actually they have grants for you. Or you participate, in the trade show, trade mission in other countries, they can reimburse up to 50% of your expenses. So a lot of to learn, and do not think actually, the manufacturers have to be huge. Okay, you can start small. I know it's actually most of the manufacturers in US actually are small business. So now I want to share with you for all the industry, okay? SBA will provide one-on-one counseling through our resource partner. You go to the website, local assistance. So enter your zip code, all our resource partners SCORE, Small Business Development Center, Women Business Center, and Veterans Business Outreach Center near you will pop up. So please make appointment with them. And SBA, we have different kind of capital programs, no matter what stage of your business or what those are funds for, we have programs for you. Even the surety bond guarantee, if you're a construction company, you get government contract. Today, we're going to talk about government contract. For construction company, normally the government agency will request you to have a bonding. So SBA, we have this surety bond guarantee programs for you. Helena, Greater New York Chamber, actually, we are going to have one webinar on surety bond programs. Today, I'm going to talk about the third webinar, series 3, okay? How to do the marketing to the government contract. The previous one focus on the certification, and the first one actually is like A to Z, the procedure. So if you miss those, please contact me. Today, I want to focus on marketing because a lot of business, they have certified. They really work hard, try to get government contract. But they told me, so I asked them, I said, did you do the marketing to the government agency? They say, oh, we didn't know we have to do the marketing to them. Yes, okay. It's very competitive. And the government agency, they didn't know you are existing. They didn't know you want to do business with government, okay? So this is actually the key point that actually you can win the government contract. So the last one is disaster assistance. I hope we don't need that. But in case disaster happen, SBA have very low interest disaster loan. So, okay, so now we go to today's marketing to the government agencies. But of course, what I talk about, not only for the government agency, okay, even for other contracts with like Port Authority, New York, New Jersey, MTA, or even some big private companies. Actually, I think that you can utilize the information I provide you today. Okay, so why we encourage everyone just pursue the government contract because US government is the biggest buyers in the whole world. And not only buy the goods, also services. Okay, so a lot of accountants, lawyers, IT, especially the financial services, actually, government need their services. Okay, so there are three channels for you to get a contract. The first one is you just compete with everybody else, even those huge companies. The second one is what SBA can do for you. That's SBA's Small Business Set Aside program. For those contracts between $3,500 to $250,000, actually we sign agreement with government agencies. So this is their goal they have to reach. More than 23% of their purchase have to buy from small business. 5% have to buy from disadvantaged businesses. We don't call minority, we call socially and economically disadvantaged business. 3% for hub zone, historically underutilized business zone, 5% for service disabled veterans, and 5% for women-owned business. So if you are a disadvantaged and women-owned, you have 5 plus 5, 10%. 10% set aside for you. That's huge. So I encourage you, if you are qualified for any certification, okay, you should certify as soon as possible because it takes months to get the certification. And then the third channel is sole source. If you certify for the 8A or hub zone, you don't have to compete with anybody else. Okay, if your product or services quality is good and the price is reasonable, the procurement officer can buy from you. Okay, so you don't have to compete with anybody else. So I will explain those certification, but last webinars we talk about certification. If you miss that, please contact me. We can, or you just watch the videos that actually on Greater New York Chamber. Okay, but you have to get ready. Okay, of course, I would tell you marketing is important, but actually when they try to buy from you, actually you have to really show them you have the ability to do the work. So the first one, okay, you have to find out which government agency need your product or services. The second one, you have to show them you're financially strong enough because nobody will pay you in advance. You have to finish the work. So you have to send them your financial statement to show them, okay, you have sufficient cash, inventory, and working capital to do the work. Okay. And also, of course, they prefer to work with business already have some experience. Doesn't have to be federal contracting. City, state, or your town, those contracts will be good. If not, actually, even you have a big contract with some big company, that's the plus too, right? Then you have to show them that the specific contract solicitation. Okay, you are sure that you're capable to do the work. Okay, and the last one, do you know where to find those opportunities? Okay, I'm showing you now. Before that, I want to emphasize again, financial strengths. You have to show them you can finish the work with enough funding. Because a lot of business, they told me, they say, especially a lot of startups, they say, oh, I just want to get a government contract, then I don't have to worry about other customers. Actually, that's not true. Okay, they want to see how to manage your business, you are improving, you have customers, and you make profits. Okay, and for government contract is go to the next level. It's scaling your business. Okay, so just consider that actually prepare your financial statement and can show those. So this is a 3 series we already did, and today is the last one, marketing. So a lot of businesses want to know, okay, what kind of contracts actually available. This is according to in the past, actually, number one, actually professional services, okay, and then second one is construction because the amount is high, and then manufacturing, they sell, produce, sells everything, okay, and then number four is administration support or waste management. Okay, so just give you an idea, but I will show you where to find those opportunities today. I hope that actually you can try to find that opportunities actually for you. Here, it's very important. I want to show you the percentage I already mentioned that actually we have set aside program for you. Means you only compete with those business in the same groups as you, like 8A certification or HubZone or women, okay? But look at the right side, HubZone. HubZone, 3% set aside. That is the only goal that government never reached. So I really encourage you if you're qualified for HubZone, because one lady, okay, she already certified for 8A for women law. So she asked me, she said, what else I can certify? I said HubZone. And after she certified, within 1 month, she got 2 contracts. I never see anything like that. So, okay, so that's how I realized actually all the agencies, they are looking for HubZone. So I encourage you to pursue that. So there are some basics actually you should take care of. Okay, first, the first one, you go to san.gov, okay, san.gov, you open an account and they will assign you a UEI number. So you don't need to get a DUNS number like in the ancient time. The second thing you should do is find all of your NAICS code, okay, for your business. On your tax return, you have the primary NAICS code, right? But if you sell more than one product or services, actually, you should have more than one. So please find all of them and list of them on your capability statement. Because some of the agency, they use the computer to do the automatic matchmaking. So you don't want to lose those opportunities. And then you have to be a small business according to SBA's definition. If you are a manufacturing business, actually, if you have fewer than 500 employees, you are a small business. If not manufacturing business and is according to your average annual income. So generally speaking, is less than $7.5 million, but depends on your NAICS code. Please, if you're not sure, go to the website here. Each of the NAICS code, they list the maximum amount for each of the NAICS code. Okay. To utilize the SBA's all the programs, you have to meet the small business size standards. The next one, you have to register on SAN. I already mentioned that, okay? Because SAN is a database. All the government agencies, if they're looking for a vendor, you have to be in that database. That certifies that your business is eligible for contracts. It's like a resume for your business. Okay, so all the information should be accurate. So if you have any changes, you should update them. Okay, and also have to be appealing, because that's the first thing that actually those government agencies, they look, they find the information about you. And also you will get a cage code. Okay, so those two, the NAICS code and the cage code are the communication. You need those two numbers. Then the second place you should register, okay, or enter your information is small business search. Okay, this is something new. It's SBA's database. Connect to the san.gov. Okay, so you should have your information on both websites. Those are the database actually you can, people, business can find you, government can find you. And then because you're working with government, so actually you should comply with all the laws and the regulation. So I provide here for you FAR, is Federal Acquisition Regulation website. Okay, the last one is cybersecurity requirement, especially if you want to work with U.S. Department of Defense. They require, okay, they have a CNNC mature cybersecurity maturity model certification. All of our their solicitation will indicate, okay, CNNC requirement level 1, level 2, or level 3. So please go to the website to learn. I know there are some organization business that provide those kind of certification training. So a lot of small business actually they think government contracting is too complicated, and they heard a rumor say sometimes they cannot get paid or delay the pay. For a local government like city or state, it's possible, okay? But for federal, you don't have to worry about that. By law, they have to pay you within 30 days of invoicing. So actually, your accounting system actually should be good, so you can send in the invoice on time, so they can pay you. And also, a lot of businesses think you cannot compete with large businesses. That's why I tell you, SBA, we are here for small business to help you. So there are 3 marketing tools you need to prepare. The first one is your elevator pitch. I know many people think about, why that's important. Because, for example, we hold a lot of events. We invite government, agencies there. You go to those events, you only have 30 seconds to talk to them. That's the first impression, okay, that you give to that agency's representatives. So you should practice, okay, write it down, practice, or use AI to help you to write down your elevator pitch. Focus on what those agencies, okay, they value most, okay, because everybody will say the similar things. So I hope that actually you can come up something, they can remember you, okay, because each of the procurement officer actually, they have a list, okay, usually those are the business they think they want to work with, okay. So give them a good impression. Later, we will talk about in detail. The second thing, this is the most important thing, tools for you, is a one-page capability statement. There are different kind of capability statement. There is one is general that you can send to everyone. Just think about when we are looking for jobs, we prepare the resume, right? There is one is general, you can send to everybody. But the second one, target, okay, the target one is those agencies, they need your product and services, okay? So those are the target agencies, so you should modify, and also, you should modify, everyone to send to the different agency, because you have to learn about the agency's goal, okay, their mission, and their customers, and what's the problem they have. So they need to buy those things actually to help them to serve their clients. The third one is sources sought. So sources sought, later I will go to the detail. Government agency will send out a lot of requests for information, sources sought, even before they decide what they want to buy, okay, or what services they want to hire. So you should really learn about those different requests. Okay, each of them have different purpose. So they want to see the reactions, or actually how many small businesses have that kind of product or services or interested to do the work with government. Okay. Then the third one is for capability presentation. You have this is like semi-final, okay? So you have to know the audience, okay? Each of the agencies actually, who is the one make the final decision? Who is the one actually use those products, okay? And then when you make a presentation, be focused on what they value most, what they care about most, and brief, okay? Because everybody says something that's all similar. So you need to come up something, okay, that actually you are different from your competitors. And of course, you have to do the homework to learn who will be your competitors. And the last one, your presentation have to, stand out from the crowd. That is difficult. Okay, so you have to be creative too. Have to do a lot of homework about the agency, about your competitor, okay, and about the agency who will make decision. Okay. So this is a capability statement. If you don't have yet, okay, I encourage you. I already mentioned different, sent to different agency. You should modify a little bit. There is no one capability fit on. Okay, but I think most of the business they just have one. That's not perfect. Okay, you should focus on each agencies and what they value most. So I just want to show you one example. This is a female veterans engineering company. So usually we say one page, but she already got so many contracts. So she was smart, one page, but 4 sides. So the cover, okay, we look from left side to right. Okay, the left side actually is testimonial. Okay, then is the cover. Then is the capability statement, then is the photos of the project she has done. Okay, so it's very impressive. And this is the marketing company. She got contract during the pandemic to hold the events, okay, like virtual events for a lot of government agencies. They don't have the manpower, or they don't have the experience to hold the virtual events. So I show you this too. Just want to remind you, okay, you can Google capability statements. They have hundreds, thousands of templates. Choose the one, the color, the format, actually, best, to fit your business, your industry. Okay, because we saw so many procurement officers just not clear, not concise. Okay, so I encourage you can find a good one, and you can try. Okay, make a few. Now you can use AI to help you. Okay, so tell them which agencies, what they need, and they can do the research by themselves. Okay, each agency what's their mission, what's their goal. So AI can help you come up different kinds of capability statement to different government agency. Okay. So now I want to share with you GSA. They have how to sell to government information. Okay, GSA is General Services Administration. Federal government, a lot of properties. They manage the property, rent, buy, sell, rent, also hire the security and cleaning company. So if you are not on their list, actually you should go to at least on their GSA schedule with a database too, okay, for the government contract. So you should learn first things, okay, for the marketing, no matter it's for the government agency or just for your regular customers. The first things is prepare your marketing materials, okay, there. So you should come up something that actually, what's your preposition, okay? Compared to your competitors, what's your specialty? What's your niche? Okay, so that's first things. So you should, it's not just try to sell. You have to know your customers, okay? So you should do the research, the competition, and understand the process and strategies to use. The second step too, you should do the marketing. Okay, and other things I think you register your business, you certify, you become a GSA schedule, post schedule holder. Looking for the solicitation, you respond to a solicitation, and then there are different communication when you negotiate or submit your proposals. Actually, what some of the contracts actually is negotiable. Okay, so like year round, they don't have the deadline. Just say limit to 1 week or 2 weeks. So there are different kind of contracts. So you should know how do you complete the contract, and then manage your contract. A lot of people didn't think about that. Okay, so you may submit a proposal, but maybe you didn't get that job. You still should have all the records, okay? And then what's the best way if you were rejected by that opportunity is to ask the agency, okay? Tell them you really want to work with them, you really can help them. So how you can improve your the proposal, okay, to get a contract. And then, of course, if you already got a contract, you should make a list, have all the notes, information about that contract, what you can improve for the future, okay? So I think manage your contract is one thing a lot of business people do, okay? So what is a successful marketing strategy? We have to do the marketing, right? I already mentioned, actually, that's the key points that you can get a contract. Nobody will knock on your door to give you a contract, okay? So first things you have to know what value your product or services bring to the consumer, bring to that agency, okay? So that's your slogan, okay? You tell them. And put all of your capability statement or your marketing materials. So ask yourself, what does your organization do? Okay, for your customers. Okay, and who in the government has a requirement for your product or services? You make a list, or later I will show you a prime contractor. Send your capability statement to all of them. Okay, introduce yourself and tell them you want to learn from them, and also maybe team up with them in the future for the big contract. And how does your company help the government meet this goal and objectives? I always tell small business, okay, I say you're not begging for a contract. You have confidence, okay, tell those agencies that you can help them to reach their goal, to help the community or the customers they serve, okay? So, and also provide some examples to show them that what you have done in the past and the result. So after understand your value position, because you have to prepare the marketing materials. That's the first thing, okay? It's not just how to do it, it's whether you should do it. Evaluate why the agency should buy your product or service. That's the first question, okay? Usually we will ask. And then you should get information on the agency's budget, because even they need or they love your product or services, but government have budget, okay? Too high or too low are not good, okay? So you should try to do the research about that and look at their mission and the goals, Okay, I know when I go to a lot of events, people just walk to my table, they say, what does SBA do? Okay, that's not a good impression. Okay, you have to do your homework before you come to the event. And you can go to the GAO report, okay, to look at those information. The last one, get the agency's organization chart. I think now it's easier, okay, have website and the content. And then you develop a core plan. I encourage you, okay, utilize AI to help you come up a marketing plan. Then you even can ask the AI, they can send like every morning 7 a.m. send you the marketing activities daily, okay, to the government agency. You list all those government agency, so they can do the research by themselves, okay? And then you maximize your company's web presence. Of course, okay, everybody have website, but I encourage you later, actually, those are suggestions from those procurement officer. They say on your website, you should have an icon for the government, okay, for the government agency. Because before, I think right now already a lot of business doing that. Okay, before everybody just say what do we do about us, right? If you have icons, you can post your capability statement and some qualifications actually for the government contract. Okay, that actually can help the agency find you and know how good you are. Then make sure your company do the following. The first one is target the size and scope of agency opportunities. For example, this is the first, maybe you see opportunities in the first one, but you know that actually it's too big, actually. But you need a lot of money, you need to hire a lot of people to finish the work. Then maybe you should consider, okay, you should maybe delay pursue later, okay, like, so you should make those list of in the next 1 year to 2 years, those opportunities. And then you should have a database. I mentioned that, have a track federal opportunities because you can find some opportunities, right now they already have a contractor, but maybe already 3 years or 4 years. A lot of contracts actually for 5 years. So you know that actually maybe 1 year, 2 years later, that's your opportunity. Then you need to have a system, have a track, okay, and follow up. Especially when you go to a lot of procurement event, you get those agencies' contact information, but you didn't follow up. Actually, I feel that's a waste of time to attend those events, okay? And you should prepare materials, your online materials, of course, website and the print materials to do the marketing to your company. Find all the opportunities. For example, you want to get SBA's contract. You should come to a lot of our events. Let us know about you. Let us know that actually you're really serious. You want to work with us. And of course, your materials can show that you are a good partner for us. Okay, so this is for GSA. They also have GSA logo, everything that you can use. Okay, so at the bottom you can see those dots. Okay, those contact procurement, technical, and program manager personnel. Okay, to build a good relationship. You have to know that each agency is actually who is responsible for purchases or the whole event. Like I hold events, I need to buy a lot of items. Okay, so you really have to understand those contact person. And then you should, participate in our workshops to develop your presentation skills. So, and also understand the federal purchasing process to improve your proposal preparation skills. Writing proposal, actually, you need to learn, okay? And right now, of course, you can use AI, but do not just copy and paste, okay? I think AI can provide you broader thinking points, but you have to write by yourself. Okay, so even right now, a lot of vendors, they told us they saw a lot of business plans for come from AI. That's not good. Okay. And the last one, learn about the agency's budget and how much money they have going into various functional areas. So when you are bidding, okay, you know the pricing strategy. So when you see an opportunities, okay, how can you present yourself? Okay, understand your organization's value. I mentioned that that's the first things. Okay, you do the marketing, you have to tell them why you are better than your competitor. Okay, so how can you solve the governance problem? Okay, and is this a right job for your company? You have to think about this. Maybe with the jobs is too big for you right now. Okay, so maybe you can wait or team up with other business. Does your past performance give the agency that confidence that you can do the work? Okay, and I'm
Frozen.
Is frozen? It's frozen. Top off. Huh. So I should get out and get in again.
Hold on for a second.
Okay. I can see the difference. Can you hear me?
The internet just went down.
Oh,
Wait. No, you're still in. You're already on someone else's. Okay, keep on going.
okay. Keep going.
Sorry.
Okay.
We apologize about the technical difficulty.
Okay, let me continue. Okay. So can you solve the problem for them? Okay, and for your business, you should consider it's really a right jobs for you now. Okay. Always track. Okay, always have the track record. Like you deliver the good product services and within the budget. You have that track records you can send to the agency. That means your past performance, okay? And you also have to understand the risks. When you work the first one with the government, and then you develop competitive metrics. This is interesting. You should rank yourself against the other who are bidding. You know their strengths and weakness, and you emphasize, okay, whether you're better than them. Okay, so rank yourself honestly. Okay. So now it's more, the first one, you create and develop a federal marketing and sales plan, okay? Outlining have all the activities actually you will do. The first one, focus your efforts, means identify and target those agencies need your product and services. The second one, build your network, okay? Participate a lot of the events of those agencies, not just know the agency, also connect to other business, even in the same industry as yours. I know most of you think they are your competitor, right? But actually government allows small business team up to get a bigger contract. Okay, so change that competition to partnership. That's the new trend. And then promote your strengths, of course, okay? keep your web content current, and also have a special icons actually for the government agency. Brand your business, not just for the government, for everybody. Expand your customer base. Okay, so you to sell to state and local government. Okay, so certified for city and state all together, and anywhere you can certify. So marketing plan, actually, marketing need money, okay? You need to prepare those marketing materials and need time and preparation, okay? I feel preparation for the event, take a lot of efforts, and that's the one can get the results. You don't just communicate by email only, okay? Participate their events. Your business plan should contain the central elements of your marketing strategy. So when you do the marketing, your marketing plan should have several big contents actually about how you would do the marketing to the government agents. A little bit different from you just do the marketing to your regular customers, right? So I put it here for you, okay? But emphasize your competitive advantage and your sales plan and the budget too. Okay, so this is preparing your marketing plan. I put it here for you because you need time to do more about the practical strategies. Research your market, okay? Find opportunities, okay? If you haven't, attended the first one. So there are two websites you must go, okay? The first one is SAM. All the agency, if they purchase more than $25,000, they have to post on the SAM.gov. So, and the second one is USAspending.gov. Every penny government spend actually have the record there. So you can see which agency they bought something similar to yours in the past and now. Okay, now what they are looking for. And even number 3, you can see the forecast because government have budget. So you can see maybe 1 year, 2 years, 5 years later, okay, they have the opportunity, especially some other business actually they already got those contract, but only 1 year left or 2 years left. And the last one, you can see all the procurement data information, okay? Encourage you to explore that. The second opportunities is to be a micro purchaser. Micro purchases means less than $3,500. Government doesn't have to post anywhere. Okay, so the only requirement is you have to be able to accept the government credit card. And usually that's no problem. The difficulty is that if they don't post anywhere, how can you find those opportunities? That's why it's very important you build up a good relationship with each agency. You know who the purchase are. Okay? The third one is become a subcontractor. Especially you haven't worked with any government yet, you need to learn, okay? Doing business with government a little bit different from the regular customers. So if you go to this subnet website, for those prime contractor, they get a job more than $750,000 or $1.5 million for construction, they must sub out. Okay, so you don't only get a job, you can learn from them. That's more valuable for you. Okay, this is I provide you all the prime contractor contact information. Okay, send them an email with your capability statement. Introduce yourself and tell them you want to learn from them. Maybe team up with them in the future. Okay, and then this is the data systems have all the business there. So this is about the directory. Okay, you can see that. Okay, all the information for you to use. So how to make a successful contractor. Most of the government agencies, of course, they prefer to work with established, reliable businesses. But a lot of startups ask me, do they have chance? Of course, okay. If they really need your product or services, they will buy from you, even you are a startups. But you need to have a track record that actually you do a good job, you deliver your goods or services on time, within budget, and you have a good reputation in your industry. Okay. And you have enough cash flow to to finish the work. And the last one is be e-commerce savvy. You don't have to be IT savvy, okay, but basically communicate by the virtual meeting, by the email, receive the payment electronically, those basic ones. Okay. So who are the successful vendors? Okay. Those government agencies really need your product and services. Okay, so find those agencies and you show that you are established and have experience, okay, with big customers or government agency, and you are ready for the large scale that contract. And the last one, battery is running low. So let me see on here. They say welcome back. This is battery running low. I don't know exactly. Is it on, right? Okay. Okay, this is running low. Okay, now it's on. Oh. And the last one, if you have any certification that can help you, okay, it's a plus for you. Because you reach the agency to reach their goal, okay. So this is marketing to the federal agency that actually they have different titles in different agencies. So you need to find the right person to talk to. And you really have to do the proactive marketing, okay? So each government agency has a small business advocacy office. You can contact them. I know they help a lot of small business with contract. So the first one, identify your customers, and then you research their requirement, and you have to learn about the regulation. And there are 4 things. I interview more than 100 procurement officer. They say be pleasant to work with. They are looking for somebody, be a good partner for them, to help them to buy the good qualities, product or services. The second thing is persistence. Normally the first bid, actually you won't win that. You need to learn more. Okay, so they say please tell them do not give up. And then professional. When you contact them after the event, follow up, professional. Okay, just write down the questions, how you want to talk to them, ask questions, and then positive. Okay, one-on-one, if you have chance to give them your capability statement, okay, participate those events, have the procurement or matchmaking. But I already mentioned, okay, don't just attend the event. You need to follow up. You get their business card, you get their contact information, you need to follow up with them. So here I just want to share with you what you should prepare, go to those events. The first thing is to do the research, okay? And then you prepare your marketing materials. You have to check your website, make sure all the information updated. And then best practice is, they told me, okay, it's better your email address or your company's website can show actually what's your product and services. So that's easier for them to find you, okay, and practice your elevator pitch. So when you go to the event, especially important, the second part question to ask. Do not just say whether I do everything, because everybody say that and they see hundreds of business that day, they won't remember. Okay, so you ask question. Who is the appropriate contact? Do you have any pending RFP, RFQ, RFI? Do you have a database preferred suppliers? Are there any upcoming expiring contracts? Who is the appropriate contact to follow up? Do you have a vendor registration site or vendor approval system? How do you prefer to be contacted? Okay, those, if you ask those questions, they know you're serious and you know how to do business with the government. Okay, after the event, you can send a message to thank them. More important is you attach your capability statement so they keep that. And then maybe you can request a meeting, and then you should contact the other business you met at those events. So here, okay, you will receive this one. If you're not familiar with all these requests, now is the time we should learn. Okay, request for information. Let me show you. I put all the information. What those requests for? Okay, so and also how you should reply to them. Okay, so request for information details, how you should respond to them. I have here example for you and the do and don't. Okay, don't underestimate the importance of your response. Okay, do not make assumption. If there is time allotted for the questions, connect and ask those questions. So this is all the tips for you. This is sources sort. Okay, so this is another one. Why you should respond, and this is a request for quote. This is serious. Okay, they want to get the price, the cost, the deliver, and related information from you. So request for proposal. Okay, this is almost you must know the separated section and be willing to research what they ask you. Okay, so you must not only decide if this preparation is worth your time and effort, you also must respond to exactly what the solicitation requests. Okay, so I also put here what's the difference between the request for the proposal and for the information. Okay, so this is to learn do and don't. Okay, so I will send this to you when you receive something. You will see. Okay, you will know that actually what you should do. Government looking for quality products, reliable suppliers, and fair prices. Okay, so you should research their budget. And the last things, okay, simplicity. To work with you is simple, help them that to do their jobs. So you can call potential buyers. Okay, you don't have to go to Washington D.C. Do you know that actually there are more than 100 federal government offices in New York? Okay, just contact the local government. We get our budget, we decide what we buy. You should network and get help from experts. I will tell you who can help you. Okay, so this is when you read this one. Okay, when you see the solicitation, prepare your offer. I want to show you key steps summary. Okay, and this is the federal government calendar from October 1st to September 30th. So now, it's going to the fourth quarter. Do not ignore the last minute offer, because government agencies, if they have monies left, actually they spend at the fourth quarter. So I put here for you each quarter what you should do. Okay. I also provide you FDIC. They have information about how to do the marketing to the government agency. Okay, so I want to show you here. So this is what I sent to you. Okay, a lot of information. And the last one, who can help you? I already mentioned SEA. We have a resource partner can help you. And there are two organizations called Apex Accelerator. They help people to get contract. They can help you with city, state, and federal level. So please contact them. Okay. And SBA will provide E2G programs for business want to pursue the government contract. Okay. So this concludes my presentation today. And well, we apologize actually for the technical difficulties happen, but you will receive this PowerPoint. Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.